Good morning. We start up. Again we discussed. So data table, each and everything we discussed already. Okay, fine, no issues. Okay, then we can go for like another objects. So those are nothing but like mm, uh, scripting dot dictionary we can go for. Okay, so in any of the programming language, if you go for like there are two types of variables you will come across mostly. So those are nothing but like scalar variables and array variables. Okay, the scalar variables are nothing but like single values will get stored. Array variables are nothing but like multiple values of single data type it will get stored. Okay, so use the name or password or sign in or something like that. These kind of variables means single variables it will get stored. Those variables you can consider as like scalar variables. Array variables means multiple values of single data type. But employee id, if you take employee record, use an first name, last name, middle name, these are all strings. Age is nothing but like integer. Date is nothing but like date data type. So sometimes you may come across this kind of situation, right? So how do you store, how do you manage this kind of situations? Okay, so that one you can manage with the help of like dictionary object. Okay, so object employee record equal to create object scripting dot dictionary. Okay, so object emp record dot yard. Okay, so which one you have to yard? So first name, what is the value? Last name, yes, dob. Okay, so multiple data types, multiple values of multiple data types you have to store means scripting the dictionary object you can use in your VB scripting portion. Okay, so this one you have to use in your real time means in your scripting means Okay, so this is the way you can go for like using object repositories, sorry, script in the dictionary object. Okay, so it's very simple. So even maintenance also will get very easy if you go for like this kind of approach. Okay, employee record means first name, last name, middle name, you can understand very easily. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, scripting that dictionary, this is the way you can go for using. Okay, so this is nothing but like dictionary object. Then we can go for like repositories collection object. Okay, repositories collection object. Okay, it's very simple. During runtime, normally what we will do is, if you are using shared object repository, you have to associate it to, you will create a shared object repository with the help of object repository manager. Then you will associate that object repository to every script. But there are multiple object repositories you are having. All those object repositories during runtime you have to handle. Okay, for a specific script, what is the object repository you are using? That object repository you have to add during runtime in framework. While implementing framework, if you are remembered means, okay, uh, you come up with a driver script, right? So okay, so driver script is for executing multiple scripts in unattended mode. Okay, so here 1 to 100 you are using object repository 1, 200 to 300 you are using another object repository, 300 to 400 you are using another object repository. Okay, so at that point of time what you can do is you can associate during runtime and you can handle. So that one how you can handle is with the help of repositories collection object, with the help of repositories collection object. Okay, so you want to add during runtime you have to add object repository shared object. During runtime you want to add object repository to your script. Okay, so how you can add and what is the object repository? Repository path, here you can give it up. Okay, so see this one you will never get a chance, sometimes you may get but it's very rare. Okay, but if you are attempting certification means it will give you. Okay, it will be pretty helpful. Okay, so count, so what it will return, how many repositories you are added, those many repositories count it will give you. Now it will give you 0 count. Right, so no object repository is associated, right, so it will give you like 0 count. Okay, sorry, find a specific object repository is there or not, you have to find. Okay, so you can pass index, it will identify like specific object repository is available or not, that is what you have to pass it up. Okay, index if you pass, so it will try to find out whether that object repository is available or not. Okay, so repository path you will give, sorry, instead of index you have to give repository path. Okay, so that is nothing but find item. Okay, position. Okay, so specific if you give position, so first of all object repository index start from 1. Okay, so index if you give 1 or 2 at that position, so what is the object repository resided, that's what you can get it up. Okay, so that is nothing but like position. Okay, then move to position, one position to another position you have to move in source path and destination path you have to give. Similarly you have to remove a specific object repository with the help of index. Okay, you can remove, exactly you have to remove all of the object repositories whatever you are associated, and you have to add. So before adding any new object repository, so you are starting freshly automation execution means at that time you'll remove all the object repositories whatever available, then you can add whatever the object repository you want and you can go for. So why you want to remove all? So you have already some object repositories, 10 object repositories you are associated. So more object repositories means your script performance gets slow. Okay. So this is nothing but like remove all. At that point of time you can go for remove all. Okay. So this is nothing but like your repositories collection object. Okay. Then crypt. Okay. So what are the phrase here you are given, that one it will convert, it will crypt, it will convert into and it will display, that is nothing but like crypt. Okay. Okay. So it will convert and it will give it to you. So that is nothing but like crypt. Okay. Pathfinder parameter is very simple. Parameter you want to pass it up means you can go for parameter. Okay. Local parameter, recovery, report object also we were discussed, repository services. Okay. So okay, see here whatever the time it was wasted while executing, so that time you have to add it up means you can give like services dot wasted time. Okay. And services when you can go for is like this kind of things, like you have to make transaction. So whatever the action you are making, that one you can make it, each and every reusable action you can make it as a transaction, but that is optional in your KTP and mandatory in your load runner. Okay. Mandatory in load runner. So in load runner, why you are making and how you will make a transaction is like you have to get performance results means okay. So you go for like login. If you take username, you will enter password, you will enter, click on sign in button. Once you click on sign in button, then only it will connect to database server, right, or web server. So whenever you are entering username or password, it doesn't connect. So whenever you're clicking on sign in button, then only it will connect to web server and it will give you the performance results, right? So these three steps you have to make it as a transaction. Okay. So in order to get performance results, you have to make transaction in your win run, in your load runner, but it is not mandatory in your QTP. So start transaction or end transaction, these all are related to those one think time. Even this one also related to performance. Okay, just for advanced purpose they come up with, but here it's not required. So even you want means you can make it a start transaction, set transaction, start transaction, name you can give it up T1. Okay. So services dot end transaction. Okay. T1. Okay. This is the way you can go for. Okay. Before first step of your reusable action login action is like this one. Here you will come up with like login steps, then you can go for end transaction. Okay. Okay. So this is the way you can come up with. Okay. So this is nothing but like your services. Okay, the purpose of external object is like see, whenever you are executing your script, your automation framework unattendedly, see unexpected events or unexpected windows were open, you have to close those windows. So how you can close is with the help of external object. Okay, external dot declare. So here what you are trying to find out is like external dot handle, window handle. This one is nothing but like h window is nothing but like each and every window should be having some handle. Okay, so with the help of that handle, let us suppose a notepad window open. That window you have to close forcibly. You have to find out in case in middle notepad window is there, that notepad window you have to close. Okay, so at that time you can go for like extend dot find window. Okay, notepad we will not change. This is the some parameter like method name, this is the type, right? So this is null string, which one you have to return. Okay, so either pass or fail or something like that. Okay, so in case like this, not only notepad, so any unnecessary windows open means you have to close it up, means you can go for like this is the external object. Okay, so if you want you can use it up this one. So okay, so this is another very important thing, and it will be like little bit interesting. So what I do is just a second. Okay, so what I'm doing is see here. Okay, here I have one question. You are coming up with like each and everything function. Okay, so your object relate, your application related also you are coming up with function, let us suppose. Okay, so and those functions, if you copy to notepad, VBScript functions mostly will come up with in notepad only, right? So you copy to notepad, file, save as. In desktop I'm saving with .vbs. Okay, what do you say like tom.vbs. Okay, so I am talking about like your object related login or something like that. Okay, so if you try to execute, shall it execute? No, it don't execute. Okay, so just a second. Okay, now these are application related functions. So these functions, if you try to execute are like this by double clicking, it doesn't execute. Why means these functions you can associate in your quality center and QTP, sorry. Okay, in QTP only you will be able to execute. Why means for executing this one you are using some objects, right? So those objects QTP can identify. This one is VBScript, right? So VBScript cannot identify. Okay, VBScript cannot identify these objects. QTP only try to identify. Object identification mechanism QTP follows, right? Okay, so you can call this function in your QTP. QTP will help for performing this operation. But there is another way like document object model. With the help of that one, without using any of the automation tool, you can come up with directly automating any of the application. That is nothing but like document object model. Okay, so without using any of the tool, you can come up with your automation. So this is nothing but like object document object model. Okay, so just a second. Okay, so with the help of document object model, you can come up with automating any of the application without using any of the tool. Okay, so how you can come up is see here function, for clicking on button, see how much code I come up with. Okay, so this is nothing but like dynamic object model. So here what I'm trying to do is like for buttons, get elements by tag name, get elements by tag name. So those tag name input. So Gmail login page, if you take, in that login page, if you go for like in your object repository, you will be going for like properties, it will try to consider, right? Some properties it will try to consider, right? Those properties will be having like class name, label, HTML tag or HTML ID, something, so many properties are there, right? So here from page, before that object page you go for, first you have to understand what is object page, right? So object page you go, where is the object page? Object IE, object page public I have given, object page equal to object IE dot document. This is one object you are creating again. Okay, that is a kind of like document object. Okay, so this is a pure VB scripting. Okay, so VB scripting again you will come up with so many stuff. So this one in VB script document is one topic. So there you come up with. So object IE is object IE dot document. So from that document you are getting every element, which are the elements having tag name of type input. Those objects you are trying to store in buttons. All buttons are edit boxes, those one you are giving like input, right? So that one, then whatever the type is button, and see here object button dot type, object button dot, okay, so type either submit or button type. So for all those one just a second. See, type equal to text you are getting. Okay, type equal to text. Okay, exactly. If you go for button, what are you getting? See, HTML tag, what you are getting? Input. Okay, input, and type if you go for submit, type if you go for submit, for edit box or push button, type what you are getting? Submit. Okay, so here object button type equal to, you have to click on specific button, right? So button type equal to button, or submit. Okay, if either of the case object button dot value, you are getting value equal to which button to click. Okay, if both of them matches, it will come inside, then on that button you are trying to click. Okay, on that button you are trying to click. Okay, this is for clicking on sign in button. So which button you have to click? See here, button click. So two objects you are passing, object page and sign in. Sign in. So for sign in, what is the value type you are having? Submit you are getting. Okay, so it will come inside. So LKS button to click, which button it will click? It will validate object button that value. If that button value equal to this one, then it will type click operation. Exactly for edit box. For edit box also you are getting object button dot name. Okay, so for I equal to object edit box to object edit box, tag name which all are having tag name input. Those one you are getting. So then object edit box dot name equal to lcase and object edit box dot type text. Okay, edit box is having like type text, right? Edit box is having, just now I have shown you. Okay, type text. Whenever the edit box matches these two properties, go and set value. Edit box dot value equal to which value you have to set? Edit box name, edit box value to set. Okay, for username it will take text, password is it will take password box. That's why I'm giving here password. So for password setting here you are getting. Okay, so I just come up with only two functions. Okay, so you have to launch Internet Explorer means Gmail application. This one you are aware of already. You are aware of already. Okay, then page sync, you have to wait for some time, right? As soon as you launch your Internet Explorer, you have to wait for some time. See here, launch web-based application, then you are waiting for that page till gets load, then you are creating object, then setting username, setting password, then clicking on sign in button. So that is nothing but like for wait, you have to wait once you navigate, right? So object I ready state 4. If it is ready state, then it will return 4. How many times you are returning? 60 times. Okay, 1 to 60. If object wait state is 4, then object that application is ready, then exit for echo Google search page launches successfully. Else you have to wait for this in milliseconds. Sleep is the statement you will use in your VB script. Okay, so this is the wait statement. So what I do here is like, okay, so here see, if I associate and execute in QTP, so QTP object repository model, object identification model, it will use for identifying that object. But here I am not associating to QTP, I am directly running with the help of VB script. Okay, I am directly running with the help of .vbs. Okay, it was not yet started. Okay, see open, that means I am executing. Double click you can give. Clear, Internet Explorer is launching. You see, Internet Explorer is launching. It's waiting. Object sync timeout you have given, right? So it's waiting. Okay, perfect. It's entering, right? So I'm not using QTP, directly I'm entering. So very simple. This one like this you can come up with. Okay, so this is nothing but like object synchronization. This is nothing but like DOM object. Okay, you don't want to use any of the tool, you can come up with it directly. Like this, try to come up with like few more okay, you have to send an email through Outlook. Here I have mentioned through Gmail also you can send it out. function add or remove, add and remove to inbox. Okay, so each and everything I come up with here. You can go to function display all inbox subfolders. Okay, function to display all inbox subfolders. In inbox, what are the subfolders are there? All those one it will get display. Microsoft Office basic operations. Basic operations, what it will do is outlook.application. This is the programmatic ID. Okay, this is the programmatic ID. So get namespace for MAP. MAP is some Microsoft Office some object it is. Okay, so you have to get Microsoft operations means this is the object type you have to go for. This is the namespace, not object. This is the namespace. What do you mean by namespace? In Qt, in uh, C language, you have to use printf or scanf. For those functions you have to use means you have to use IO stream, right? Include IO stream, header file you have to include. So at that time, in that header file, which all are the files are, which all are the functions are available, those functions you can use it up. Exactly, in .NET the concept is same, only the thing is there you will consider it as like namespace. Okay, so once you use this namespace, in this namespace which are the functions available, all this one you can use directly. Okay, folders.count is giving you like Outlook namespace. Folders.count is giving how many folders are there. So total number of folders available is, then 1 to folder count, that folder is displaying, that folder name you are trying to display here. Then version you are displaying, what is the version you are using, what is the username you are logged in. Then finally you are setting it as nothing. Only the thing is you have to remember like Outlook application, then namespace. See, Microsoft applications mostly they will use like .NET. Okay, so .NET even VBScript also internally they will use .NET, right? So namespace concept you will try to use. Okay, so then this one you try it out whenever you have time. Each and everything. See, it will be you never, and see whenever your script execution finishes, automation night execution finished, you should send out an email, right? So at that time this is pretty helpful. So to which all are the team members you have to send it out. So at that time you can come up with this is the function, and for this function to whom all are you have to send. Okay, although see here email.to.cc bcc subject body attachments. If you want to attach any of the files, you can attach files, you can send it out just object mail.send. It's very simple. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, with the help of Gmail you have to send it out. I come up with for Gmail or Yahoo Mail also. With the help of Yahoo Mail you have to send it out. Okay, I come up with here. Okay, you just go for you just try it out. In case if you get questions, just let me know. I will try to look it up. Okay, perfect. So these all are nothing but like sending out emails. Okay, then what I'm looking for is okay, okay, during automation in VBScript introduction portion, if you remember, like I would have discussed, you have what like 1000 scripts. Those 1000 scripts you have to execute in one computer means it's taking 40 hours, let us assume. But night execution means how much time you will come across? Only 8 hours. But here it's taking 40 hours. So at that time, what you have to do? You don't have time, right? So if this is the situation means what you can do is you can connect multiple computers within your internet, within your office. You can spread across multiple computers. Okay, you can spread across those systems, multiple computer, those scripts into multiple computers. You can execute those scripts in those computers, and once execution done you will fetch back results from that computer to here, right? So this is what you were I was discussing. So at that point of time you have to come up with this kind of framework. Means what you have to do, you have to use like WMI scripting. Okay, so you have to connect to those computers. In that computer you have to create folders or subfolders, all those different kind of stuff you have to do. Okay, so at that time this script may be helpful for you. Okay, so yesterday computer name you are defining here, object fs4 you are using, computer name you are defining. Okay, you are defining variable object fs4 scripting data file system object. So a computer in a network to see its response. So before that you have to connect to that computer, means whether that computer is in the internet or not, you have to find out, right? So that computer is available. In case if it is available, whether it's on or not. Okay, that one windows script.shell. So again at this point of time you can use windows script.shell object. So here execute ping. So what you will do is whether a specific computer is on or not, you have to find out. Means you go to command from ping that IP address you will give, right? Exactly here you are trying to follow the same approach, command and pinging the computer name. You can give IP address or computer name also, it will directly ping. Okay, computer name also you can give. Okay, so you are trying to ping that computer name. If that computer is available, it will try to search for okay, if computer is available, then it will give you like success or something prompt it will give you. Okay, so reply response is reply greater than 0, then computer responded. So what is the computer you are given? So if it is responded, it will give you like a status more than 0 or something like that. Okay, could not if it is reply, it will give you like 1, right? Otherwise it will give you 0. Okay, in string. Okay, str response you are fetching it up here, response object exists simply std out dot read line. Okay, still it reaches end of the string, still it reaches end of the file. Okay, so you are capturing okay until it reaches end of the file. So read line you are reading, if that read line response is reply, that means computer responded back. Or could not find, that computer name is not available, means it will give you like could not find. And unknown host, even that host name it doesn't find. Okay, so or request time load, it will never try for a long time, right? Sometimes specific time. Okay, that much time it will try to wait for, then it will stop. Okay, so that is unexpected error you can say. Okay, request time note means at the time it's giving a response. Okay, so if replied back, then only you can go for proceeding further operations, otherwise you cannot go for. Okay, so then determine system drive in your remote computer. While copying your framework folder structure from this computer to that computer, means you have to find out what is the default drive, right? So most of the computers C drive you will use, but some computers they will use D drive as default drive. Okay, D drive as default drive. Windows 2003 mostly they will use D drive. Okay, so at that time you have to copy skips from this computer to that computer, means you have to find out default drive, right? So that is what object fs4 that folder exists. With the help of this one, C Windows if it is available, then C drive as default, or C Windows NT something like that. Okay, then that is the default, or C Windows or D Windows. Okay, so that is what file exists or folder exists you are seeing. Okay, folder exists. Okay, so remote drive is C drive or D drive. That's the reason I said, so instead of following absolute path, you have to follow relative path. Okay, so your automation framework you may get a chance to execute in some another computers, right? So at that time it will create problem if you go for like absolute path. See here, another computer D drive is using, means you are using absolute path, then your automation framework won't get executed. Automation framework won't get executed. Okay, So create a folder. This one you are aware of already. Okay, object.fs folder, create folder. But here SF folder you are giving. Path what you are giving? You are passing remote computer path. Whatever the path here you are passing, there it will create your folder. So here instead of passing local computer, I am passing remote computer path. Okay. Similarly, delete folder. So which folder you have to delete? Str delete folder. So remote computer path I am passing. Okay. So create a file. Instead of local computer path, for creating a file, you will pass remote computer file. Okay. Deleting a file is that object.fs folder, delete file, you are passing str file. Okay. Then get the current folder. I used this one in my framework. Okay. Get folder, object.fs folder, get folder dot. If you give what is the current folder, that folder it will give you. Double dot if you give, it will give you like one folder of that parent. Okay. So copy file from local computer to remote computer. Okay. Copy file, local computer path, remote computer path. Okay. Copy folder from, copy file from remote computer to local computer. So source will give remote computer, destination you will give local computer. Overwrite existing. While copying, some folder may be already available, right? So do you want to overwrite? Yes. If you give yes, in case that file is already available, it will overwrite there. These are a very simple thing. Only the thing is you have to try it out just. Okay. So at that point of time, whenever you are executing scripts from multiple computers, at that point of time, this one may be helpful for you. Okay. So one more I have there. Hmm. Okay. Well, you have to connect quality center through QTP through with the help of VB scripting. Okay. So this is the code you can go for. This is the code. So quick test dot application. So you are creating quick test application. Then it's just only one command. TD dot connection. Test dot connection dot connect. So four parameters you are passing. Okay. So QC URL, QC domain URL and domain, project, username and password. So those are the parameters you are using for connecting QTP to quality center, right? Exactly here also you are using the same commands. Okay. Sorry, same parameters here you are going to use for connecting quality center. Okay. uh, okay. See here, QC utility operations, so many come up here. Whenever you have questions, whenever you have time, you can go here and practice. Okay. So this is for creating connecting quality center, then current run folder, each and everything I have there, each and everything. Okay. So just a second. Hmm, what I'm looking for, okay. So I have shown here connecting QC. What I have given, object QTP dot connection, TD connection I have given, right? But here I am using some another approach. Either of the way you can go for. Okay. QC utility dot connection, simply you can go for. So for connecting quality center, this is the thing you can use, or another way QC connection also you can use. Okay. Okay, so these are like some administrative kind of operations you have to perform. Means WM, this is pure WMI scripting. Okay, so this is pure WMI scripting. Function, if you want to get a computer name, this is the command you can go for. Okay, so network, so object script dot network connect network object you can create, and you can directly get object network dot computer name. It will return your computer name. Okay, so for displaying with the help of VB script, windows script dot echo. Normally you can use print, right? Print or message box, but here you'll use echo. This command, if you copy paste it to your QTP, it doesn't work. Remember, if you copy paste and execute, it doesn't work. This is not QTP command. Okay, so this is VB script. So you can create VB script file and you can double click for executing. Okay, get the logged in username for your computer. Okay, with which username you have logged in, that username you have to find out. Means here object creating Windows main element string. Okay, so Windows main element WMI object, with the help of that object CI root. This is the command even I didn't remember or something like that. Okay, I just got these commands. You have to get it from internet, or if you are frequently using C, if you are .NET developer, you are frequently using. Okay, you can remember, but remember all these things whatever I am discussing today really is not at all required for your automation engineer or something. Okay, so just for awareness purpose you can remember these are the concepts you can implement even in your automation front, but really you'll never get a chance. See why you never get a chance in quality center. You know one thing, in quality center ALM 11 you don't do anything. Parameterization framework whole for reading data from XLS, what is the way you are using? Excel file or text file or INF files, right? But in QTP 11 they come up with business process testing. Business process testing already there, long older versions also, but here what is the approach they come up is like in quality center I have shown you like test resources, business components, right? So in older versions you don't see. Okay, but in latest versions you see. Why they come up is like uh, test resources you will store their object repositories or recovery scenarios or function libraries. Okay, but here function libraries means while for clicking keyword driven framework I come up with functions, if you remember. So you want to click on the sign in button, I come up with one function. For that function what I do, I will pass which object name, what operation I have to perform. So these kind of business functions you can come up in the form of function library. Function library means you feel like reading the data from XLS or something like that. Okay, but in ALM 11 you'll pass data directly in your quality center. You don't want to use Excel files or text files or INF files. Directly in your quality center you can use it up. Okay, and meanwhile in your quality center okay, so each and everything like action you will create, right? But in QTP you'll in ALM 11 you'll create business component, you'll create business component. So that components is not like reusable actions concept also, they completely removed. In ALM 11 you don't get actions concept. Okay, you will get like business component, you'll create business component. So main script you will come main script you will create, right, in test plan. So in test plan you will get like business process. It's not like test script, it's business process. So business components you'll be creating for the specific business process. Means simply I have to say means like in your normal testing verify successful login. For that for verify successful login, which are the components you have to use, that is business area. If you treat login compose may logout, these three you are created business components, right? Okay, that one it will be there in components portion. You will associate just these three components, it will be taking care each and everything. You don't want to come up with driver script, you don't want to come up with like reading data from XLS or something like that. Okay, so business component is there, right? There login, let us suppose it needs to be executed for 10 different users. There 10 different data in quality center itself you can pass. So how many rows of data you are passing, those many times QTP automatically execute that business component. Entire framework got changed for BPT. Okay, actually today the thing is, for our latest project we were implementing, this is a framework. We are just starting up. Once I come up with implementation, I will try to come up with one session, I can show you, but it will take some time. Okay, so even once we finish course, what I do is one session I will try to arrange for you. So for I will try to come up with once, but it will take some time. I cannot give like one week or 2 weeks. It may take 1 month also. I will get complete picture about like business BPT framework, and I will try to take one session and I will explain you. Okay, I will send out an email at that point of, or what I can do is other batches I will explain, right? So be in touch with emails. I will be sharing that recorded session. Okay, you can go to that session. Okay, okay, I will be completely coming up with that BPT framework. That time I will explain you. Okay, as of now you just very high level, you try to remember this is the stuff. Okay, so if you go for this kind of approach, automation role, what is your automation role? You yourself try to think about it. Automation is going to like manual testing. Each and everything they are coming up with, each and everything tools they are implementing, automating the place, everything. You don't want to do anything, just you have to come up with very basic UI kind of operations. Just UI, click there and pass parameters. So QTP also it will generate each. And one more thing, click button. If you give, this is like accelerator kind of framework they are trying to come up with. Accelerator framework, BPT framework and accelerator framework. BPT framework is whatever I discussed, that is. Accelerator framework means, okay, so what you will do is, in your manual test case, it's a whatever I'm saying like business component, right? In business component, click button. If you give, okay, so your ALM itself generate script. You're getting right? I said keyword driven testing means you want to click on button. What you are doing? You are coming up with code for clicking on that button. For that one you are passing different parameters, like what is the objective or something. But in quality center, in a business component, if we give click button, you don't want to do anything. Automatically your QTP generates script. Automatically your ALM itself generates script for clicking on specific button. You're getting my point, right? That means like then what is your job? Each and everything your ALM is performing. ALM is coming up with very powerful concept here. In future, all of the clients prefer to go for ALM. In such a manner they are coming up with. Really very pretty good features they are coming up with. Okay, but your job, safety you have to look about it. Each and everything is performing means what is your job then? Why automation testers required? Automation testers not at all required then. Okay, right? So that is the thing. Okay, so this is the kind of framework you can consider like accelerator framework. You'll give click button or set edit box, like that keywords you'll pass in your manual test case. Okay, so then it will go for like automation. Automatically your automation scripts it will get generated your ALM or quality center. Okay, so entire framework is getting changed for BPT and accelerator framework. Okay, so that is the manner they are coming up with. But even I also haven't involved in implementing this kind of framework. I will get to know each and everything and I will try to come up with. Okay, so be in touch. I will be sending out. Okay, so that is nothing but like your okay, getting the logged in username for your computer. So at that time Windows management instrumentation code you will come up with. Okay, so these are Windows operation, Windows 32 operating system, right? So it will try to select all the operations and computer dot, if you give which are the methods are the username or version or something like that. Okay, so this one at that point of time only you will get a chance. So that's the reason I went to like okay. In quality center you are using means quality center, how many computers you want to use, you can use like which computer name, that computer IP address and name you can give. Okay, it will go and execute there. So why you want this feature? In starting days you are implementing, this is a feature we were implemented at some point of time, like 3 years or 4 years back. Okay, so these are the functions we were used at that point of time. But you are using quality center, you are managing whole of your framework in quality center. Quality center will take care. Why you want this one? Tell me. Just for awareness purpose you try to be aware of. Okay, but really you never get a chance to implement this one if you are implementing your framework in quality center. Okay, so okay, sorry, it's got delayed. Okay, so we'll end up our session, then we'll meet up another time. Okay, that's fine. Thanks for your time here. Okay, I have another batch right now. It's 7 o'clock, they may be waiting. Okay, so we'll end up our session, then we'll plan according pending session whatever we are having, we'll plan out some another session. Okay, okay, that's fine. Thanks for your time. Okay, okay, then fine, fine, yeah, bye. I'm ending the session then.